Life's pressures can bear down so heavily that we start to break under the weight. Stress may seem like just another part of modern life, but let me tell you, unchecked stress is doing more than just bothering you, it's killing you slowly but surely. You have to stop, look in the mirror, and take back control. Let's dive into the ways stress can be tamed and your peace restored. Recognizing the warning signs of stress is not just about noticing when you're feeling off, it's about tuning in and paying real attention to what your body, mind, and spirit are trying to tell you. Sometimes it's easy to shrug off the signs because you think you're too tough to let stress take over. You tell yourself, I've got this, I can handle it. But here's the truth: stress will sneak up on you, settle into your muscles, into your head, into your thoughts, and if you don't pay attention, it will take you down. Stress doesn't show up all at once. It starts in small ways, maybe a headache here and there, or the way your patience wears thin over the smallest things. But if you don't catch it early, it builds up. It begins to drain your energy, disrupt your focus, and rob you of your peace. You might notice your body tensing up, shoulders tight, back aching, like you've been carrying a heavy load that you didn't even see piling up. And that's exactly what stress is: weight you didn't realize you were carrying until it's almost too heavy to bear. Pay close attention to how stress impacts your sleep. Restless nights, tossing and turning, waking up tired, those aren't just inconvenient, they're signs that something is off. When stress runs unchecked, it steals your rest, leaving you worn out and unable to recharge. When sleep goes, everything else starts to unravel. Your mood changes, your outlook becomes negative, and even the smallest issues seem overwhelming. It's like trying to run on empty, expecting yourself to keep going without fuel. Sometimes stress shows up in your emotions. You might find yourself snapping at people or withdrawing altogether. Little things start to irritate you, and the people around you can feel it. Frustration builds, and before you know it, your patience is thin. These emotional shifts are signals, big red flags waving to remind you to take a step back. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you need to breathe, to slow down, to address what's bubbling under the surface before it explodes. Your mind will also give you signs. You'll find it harder to focus, to remember things, to stay on top of your game. Your thoughts start to feel scattered, like you're juggling a million things at once but can't catch a single one. That's the mental toll of stress. And if you ignore it, your productivity will suffer, your creativity will fade, and your confidence will dip. These are signs that your mind needs a break, that your thoughts need to be organized, that your focus needs a reset. Ignoring these signs might feel like the easier option, but it comes at a high cost. Stress won't magically disappear on its own, and the longer you let it build, the harder it will hit you. So recognize the signs. Look for them. When your body, mind, or emotions start waving that red flag, listen to it. Take the time to address your stress, to find ways to release it, to make space for peace. Because if you don't make time for your wellness now, you'll be forced to make time for your illness later. Shifting your focus to what you can control is about freeing yourself from the weight of the things you can't. Life will bring its share of storms, but how you choose to handle them, that's up to you. Too many of us spend precious energy worrying about outcomes that are beyond our reach, trying to manage situations we have no power over. That's where stress grows. It feeds off the time we spend tangled up in the uncontrollable. When you decide to focus only on what's in your hands, you take back your power. Think about it. You can't control other people's opinions, the setbacks that pop up, or the unfairness of certain situations. Life will keep moving, throwing challenges and obstacles in your path, whether you're ready or not. But the one thing you can control, the one thing that's always yours, is your response. This is where your strength lies, in choosing how you react, how you think, how you move forward. Focusing on your own actions, your own reactions, creates a kind of freedom, because it takes you out of the role of victim and puts you back in control of your life. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when you're caught up in what you can't control. Worrying about others, worrying about outcomes, these are distractions that pull you away from your goals and weaken your resolve. Instead, turn that energy inward. Focus on what you can do today to move yourself forward. Ask yourself, what's the next step I can take? When you choose to keep your eyes on the actions within your grasp, suddenly life feels manageable. You're not pulled in 100 directions. You're focused, calm, and ready to handle whatever comes. control what you let into your mind. Your thoughts are the foundation of your actions, and if they're clouded with worries beyond your control, they'll weigh you down. Clear out the noise. Focus on thoughts that serve you, that uplift you, that move you closer to your goals. When you think positively about what you can control, you start to see solutions where there used to be problems. You start to recognize your strengths instead of focusing on limitations. When the storms come, and they always do, remember that your reaction shapes the outcome. Stay steady in the face of uncertainty by taking control of your mindset, your habits, your choices. Step by step, you can handle anything because you're no longer fighting what's beyond your power. You're focused on what you can do, on what you can change, on what's within reach. This shift brings peace, brings clarity, and ultimately brings freedom. Setting healthy boundaries is about valuing your time, energy, and well-being. It's about knowing when to say no, understanding where your limits are, and not letting anyone push you beyond what's right for you. Boundaries are walls to keep people out. They're safeguards that protect your peace, your focus, and your priorities. Too often, we let others drain us because we think it's the polite thing to do, or because we don't want to disappoint anyone. But here's the truth: without boundaries, people will take as much as you're willing to give, and eventually there's nothing left for you. I think of boundaries as a line in the sand. On one side, there's you, your goals, your dreams, your energy. On the other side, there's the world's demands, people's expectations, endless requests. If you don't make that line clear, if you don't protect what matters most, you'll find yourself scattered, exhausted, trying to be everything for everyone. It's not selfish to protect your time, it's necessary. The people who truly value you will respect your boundaries, and those who don't, well, they're showing you they were only there to take. Healthy boundaries start with knowing your own worth. When you respect yourself enough to say no, to step back, you're not pushing people away, you're preserving what matters. Boundaries mean saying no when you need rest, stepping away from negativity, and prioritizing the things that fuel you. It's telling yourself, I matter enough to protect my peace. The minute you start doing that, the weight on your shoulders starts to lift because you're no longer carrying everyone else's expectations. Setting boundaries also means defining what you will and won't accept. If someone constantly crosses your lines, it's not up to them to change, it's up to you to hold firm. This isn't about being harsh, it's about clarity. People treat you the way you allow them to treat you, so make it clear. When you say, this is where I stand, you're creating a foundation of respect. And if someone can't handle that, they weren't meant to be in your life in a healthy way. It can be uncomfortable to set boundaries, especially if you're not used to it, but discomfort is a small price to pay for peace and self-respect. Over time, setting boundaries will feel less like a chore and more like a natural part of honoring yourself. You'll see how your energy changes, how your focus sharpens, how your stress decreases. You'll realize that the people who truly matter are still there, and the ones who took too much start to fade away. Boundaries give you the freedom to be fully present in your own life, to show up as your best self, to focus on the things that move you forward. When you set those boundaries, you're not being difficult, you're giving yourself permission to thrive. You're choosing to live life on your terms, to prioritize what's right for you, and in doing so, you become stronger, more focused, more fulfilled. Getting out of your own way means letting go of the doubts, fears, and excuses that hold you back. Too often, we're our own biggest obstacle. We set up barriers in our minds, convincing ourselves we're not ready, not talented enough, or that the timing isn't right. We tell ourselves stories about why we can't succeed, why we shouldn't try, why it's too risky to reach for something bigger. But here's the reality: most of the limits you're facing are ones you've put there yourself. When you learn to step aside, to get out of your own way, you unlock a new level of freedom and possibility. Imagine how far you could go if you didn't keep second-guessing yourself, if you didn't keep stopping just short of the finish line. Too often, we sabotage ourselves with overthinking, worrying about every possible outcome, and talking ourselves out of bold moves. We get so tangled in fear of failure that we don't even allow ourselves to try. But understand this: failing at something is better than never stepping up to the plate. Fear is just an illusion, a trick of the mind, and the more you allow it to control you, the more you rob yourself of opportunities to grow. Getting out of your own way means recognizing when you're holding on to habits, routines, or mindsets that no longer serve you. Maybe it's the habit of procrastination, where you put off what matters until it becomes an emergency. Or it's the comfort of staying in the same place because you're afraid of change. These are choices we make, even if we don't realize it. Change requires courage, yes, but every time you break a self-defeating habit, you're one step closer to the person you're meant to be. Self-doubt is another hurdle you have to clear. That voice in your head telling you that you're not enough, it's a lie. It's built from past experiences, from other people's opinions, from moments of insecurity. And it's time to silence it. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop diminishing your own abilities. Own your strengths, your skills, your unique perspective. The minute you begin to trust yourself, the path forward becomes clearer. Confidence isn't something that arrives on its own. It's built every day by the choices you make to believe in yourself. Excuses are the comfort zones that keep you from growing. We tell ourselves, I'll start when things settle down, or I'll pursue that dream when the timing is perfect. Newsflash, there is no perfect time. Life will always have challenges, always throw you curveballs. If you keep waiting for everything to line up perfectly, you'll be waiting forever. Get out of your own way by taking action now, by starting small if you need to, but starting nonetheless. Every step you take moves you closer to your goals, even if it's not perfect. To get out of your own way means to stop letting fear, doubt, and hesitation run your life. Recognize when these barriers are showing up, confront them, and push past them. Allow yourself to take risks, to fail, to learn, to grow. The freedom you're seeking isn't out there somewhere, it's right within you, waiting for you to break through the mental chains you've put up. When you decide to get out of your own way, you'll find a strength and resilience you never knew you had. And that's when you become unstoppable. Prioritizing rest and recovery isn't a luxury, it's essential. In a world that glorifies grinding, pushing, and hustling nonstop, we sometimes forget that our bodies and minds aren't machines. They need downtime to rebuild, reset, and recharge. When you skip out on rest, you're stealing from your future self. Lack of sleep, constant stress, and pushing yourself to the limit aren't signs of strength, they're signs of burnout waiting to happen. Prioritizing rest is about recognizing that you're only as effective as the energy you have to give. Without it, everything else suffers. I think about what rest actually does for you. It sharpens your mind, refuels your body, and revives your spirit. Rest isn't just about sleep, though that's a big part of it. It's about stepping back, taking time for yourself, and allowing your mind to quiet down. True rest means taking breaks throughout your day, making time to breathe, to reflect, to reset. You come back stronger, clearer, more focused. Rest is a recharge, like plugging in a drained battery. It's what allows you to stay sharp and bring your best to the world. And when you deprive yourself of rest, it doesn't just affect your mood or your energy level. It impacts your health, your productivity, and your creativity. How many times have you tried to push through exhaustion only to find yourself making mistakes, missing details, and struggling to stay focused? You lose the edge that comes from being fully present. The quality of your work drops, and so does your sense of purpose. Rest is the secret ingredient that helps you stay in alignment with your goals, with your purpose, and with the best version of yourself. Rest is about self-respect. It's telling yourself that you're worthy of time to recover, that you don't have to be running at full speed every single moment to prove your worth. When you prioritize rest, you're choosing to honor your own needs. It's a choice to show up better, not just for your work, but for yourself, for your family, for the people who matter. Because when you're well rested, your patience grows, your resilience increases, and you're better equipped to handle whatever life throws your way. Recovery is a process, not a one-time thing. It's about creating habits that keep you grounded, like going to bed at a decent hour, setting boundaries on your work hours, and taking real breaks throughout the day. Build a routine around rest and recovery the same way you build routines around your goals. Make it non-negotiable. Your body has limits, and the more you ignore them, the more they'll start to push back. Listen to those limits. Recognize when you're feeling drained, when the spark is dimming, and make rest a priority. It's easy to see rest as time lost, as if by slowing down, you're somehow falling behind, but that's an illusion. Rest is time gained in clarity and focus and strength. It's the time that gives you longevity, that keeps you from crashing and burning halfway through the journey. Think of it as an investment. Every hour of rest is an hour that allows you to show up more fully in the hours you work, in the moments you're with loved ones, and the time you spend growing into who you're meant to be. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Rest is what fills that cup back up. It's a commitment to your well-being, to your future, to your success. Give yourself permission to rest. It doesn't make you lazy, it makes you wise. It's what separates those who merely survive from those who thrive. When you make rest and recovery a priority, you're not slowing down, you're positioning yourself to go the distance, to reach higher, to give more, and to keep moving forward with strength and purpose. Engaging in physical activity is one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself. Moving your body isn't just about looking good, it's about feeling strong, staying energized, and clearing your mind. When you make time for exercise, you're investing in a more focused, resilient, and capable version of yourself. It's easy to think of physical activity as optional, something you do only when there's extra time. But if you want to thrive, to feel alive and ready to handle anything that comes your way, exercise isn't optional, it's essential. Think about what happens when you're active. Movement wakes up your body, gets your blood flowing, and lights up your mind. It pushes out the stress, the worries, the negativity, and makes room for fresh energy, fresh ideas. Whether it's a brisk walk, a run, lifting weights, or a stretch, physical activity lets you release tension that builds up throughout the day. Exercise is a natural stress buster, a reset button that gives you back control over how you feel. It doesn't just improve your body, it clears your head, lifts your spirit, and brings you into the present moment. Consistency is key. You don't need to run marathons or lift the heaviest weights at the gym to see the benefits. Start small if you need to, but start. Create a routine, something you can stick with and build over time. When you prioritize movement every day, it becomes a habit, a rhythm in your life. It's a way of showing up for yourself, proving to yourself that you can commit to something that's good for you. And every time you stick to that commitment, you strengthen your self-discipline, your resilience, your willpower. Exercise also gives you a sense of accomplishment, a reminder that you're capable of pushing through limits. Think about the feeling after a tough workout, the sense of achievement, the clarity, the energy that flows through you. It's a reminder that you're stronger than you think, that you can handle challenges, that you have the power to keep going. Physical activity teaches you how to push through discomfort, how to stay focused when things get tough, and how to keep moving forward even when you want to stop. Exercise impacts every part of your life. It boosts your mood, clears your mind, and improves your physical health. You'll sleep better, think more clearly, and have more energy for the things you care about. Physical activity also helps you build resilience, not just physically, but mentally. Every time you work out, you're training yourself to face challenges head on, to stay the course, to overcome the obstacles in your way. Movement isn't just about strength or endurance, it's about connecting with yourself. It's about finding that rhythm, feeling your heartbeat, tuning into your own breath. When you're fully present in the moment, focus on the movements, you're practicing mindfulness, grounding yourself in the here and now. This connection with your body brings peace, a sense of calm, and a break from the constant rush of daily life. When you engage in physical activity, you're doing more than just working out. You're building the foundation for a healthier, happier, and more balanced life. You're taking control of your energy, your mood, your outlook. You're giving yourself the power to handle stress, to face challenges, to show up with energy and focus. Physical activity is a reminder that your body is strong, that your mind is powerful, and that you're capable of far more than you realize. Make that time for yourself. Move your body, clear your mind, and watch as every part of your life starts to improve. Nourishing your mind and soul is about feeding yourself with the right energy, thoughts, and perspectives to fuel a deeper sense of purpose and peace. It's easy to focus on feeding the body, but what about what's inside? Your mind and soul are what drive you forward, what give you direction, and what keep you connected to what really matters. When you nourish them, you build resilience, clarity, and a sense of fulfillment that goes beyond material success or physical comfort. Start with what you consume mentally. Every day, you're surrounded by information, media, and conversations that shape how you think and feel. If you're constantly filling your mind with negativity, distractions, and noise, it becomes harder to focus, harder to feel inspired, harder to find peace. Choose what you allow into your mind as carefully as you would the food you put into your body. Read books that challenge you, watch content that lifts you up, listen to ideas that make you think bigger, dream bolder. You have the power to shape your mindset, to create an inner environment that's strong, hopeful, and motivated. But nourishing your mind isn't just about learning, it's about reflecting. Take time to sit with your own thoughts, to understand what's really driving you, what's holding you back. Too often we keep moving, keep pushing, without taking the time to look within. When you pause, you get the chance to understand yourself better, to uncover your true desires, to recognize patterns that need changing. Reflection is the soul's way of cleansing itself, of letting go of what's no longer needed and making space for new growth. Feed your soul with gratitude. Gratitude has a way of changing your perspective, of shifting your focus from what you lack to what you have. It grounds you, helps you recognize the beauty and blessings that are already present in your life. Every day, take a moment to acknowledge something you're thankful for. It could be big or small, but when you focus on what you're grateful for, it lifts you up, opens your heart, and gives you strength to face the challenges ahead. Gratitude is a powerful nourishment for the soul that keeps you humble, connected, and at peace. Another way to nourish your soul is through connection with others and with something bigger than yourself. Spend time with people who uplift you, who encourage you, who remind you of what's good in the world. Choose relationships that bring joy and positivity, that push you to grow, to become better, and connect with a purpose greater than your own ambitions. Whether it's a spiritual practice, giving back to your community, or supporting a cause, when you dedicate yourself to something beyond self-interest, you find a deeper fulfillment, a purpose that goes beyond the day-to-day. Protect your peace by managing stress and finding moments of calm. Life will always have chaos, but you don't have to carry it with you. Meditation, prayer, walk in nature, these are simple practices that can bring you back to center, that remind you of what's real, what's lasting. When you make time to calm your mind, you invite clarity and a deeper understanding of yourself. It's in those quiet moments that you can hear your own voice, remember your own values, and realign with your own path. Nourishing your mind and soul is also about growth. Challenge yourself to keep learning, keep expanding, keep reaching beyond what you know. Learn a new skill, explore a new perspective, open yourself to new experiences. Growth keeps the mind sharp, the soul alive. It reminds you that there's always more to discover, more to become. Life is about evolution, and when you commit to feeding your mind and soul with new knowledge, new experiences, you're constantly renewing yourself, becoming a stronger, wiser version of who you are. When you nourish your mind and soul, you give yourself the foundation to live with purpose, clarity, and inner strength. You build resilience to face whatever comes your way, a sense of calm to stay grounded in the storm, and a heart that's open to life's beauty. Nourishing yourself in this way is not just an act of self-care, it's an act of self-respect. It's choosing to live fully, to stay connected to what matters, to become the best version of yourself from the inside out. Learning the art of letting go is about freeing yourself from the weight of what no longer serves you, past hurts, regrets, disappointments, and even the version of yourself that you may have outgrown. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting or pretending it didn't happen. It means making a choice to stop carrying the pain and the expectations that keep you from moving forward. You can't change the past, and you can't control how people act or what they think. What you can control is your response, your perspective, and how you let those things shape your future. It starts with accepting reality as it is. Too often we hold on to what we wish had happened, to the idea that things should have gone differently. We replay scenarios in our minds, thinking if we just keep going over them, we'll find a way to change the outcome. But the truth is, holding on doesn't change a thing. It only keeps you trapped in a cycle of frustration and pain. Acceptance isn't about liking what happened. It's about acknowledging it so you can finally release it. It's saying, this is what happened, but it doesn't have to define where I'm going. Letting go is about reclaiming your power. When you hold on to anger, to grudges, or to the idea that someone else's actions are responsible for your happiness, you're handing over control. You let those past moments dictate your future, your peace, your growth. But when you let go, you're choosing to take back your freedom. You're telling yourself that no person, no setback, no mistake will hold you down or keep you from becoming who you're meant to be. Letting go is a declaration of self-worth. It's an act of self-respect that says, I deserve to be free from this. And remember, letting go isn't always a one-time decision. Sometimes it's a process. It's a daily practice of choosing to move forward, even when memories or feelings try to pull you back. Some days, the weight of what you're trying to release may feel lighter. Other days, it may feel heavy. But the art of letting go is in the persistence, the willingness to keep choosing freedom over attachment. With every choice to release, you become stronger, you regain more peace, and you start to feel lighter. Letting go also means making space for new experiences, for growth, for peace. When you're holding on to something so tightly, your hands aren't open to receive anything new. Letting go creates room for new opportunities, new relationships, and new levels of understanding. It allows you to be present in the moment, to appreciate what's in front of you instead of being distracted by what's behind. It's the only way to fully experience life, to embrace what's here and what's coming instead of clinging to what's already past. Learning to let go is also about forgiveness, not necessarily for the other person's sake, but for your own. Forgiveness isn't about saying what happened was okay. It's about releasing yourself from the prison of bitterness. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. It's saying, I choose to release this burden because I deserve peace. It's one of the hardest things you can do, but also one of the most powerful acts of self-liberation. Letting go doesn't mean you won't have scars, but those scars are reminders of what you've overcome, not of what still defines you. The things that were meant to teach you don't need to continue to control you. Every experience, every hardship, every painful moment can become a stepping stone if you choose to release the hold it has on you. Letting go transforms those weights into lessons, those scars into wisdom. And from that wisdom, you grow stronger, more compassionate, more understanding of yourself and of others. The art of letting go is about choosing peace over perfection, growth over resentment, freedom over the weight of what's past. It's the decision to embrace life as it is and move forward with a heart that's open to healing, to joy, and to all the possibilities still waiting for you. When you let go, you don't just release the past, you give yourself permission to be fully present, fully alive, and fully ready to create the future you deserve. Connecting with others is one of the most powerful, grounding things you can do. It's easy to think that we can do everything on our own, that independence means isolation, but real strength comes from recognizing that we're meant to walk this life together. We're not just here to exist side by side, we're here to lift each other up, to encourage, to support, and to share the journey. True connection isn't about the quantity of people in your life, it's about the quality of those bonds. It's about finding people who see you, who hear you, and who help you remember who you are when you lose sight of yourself. Connection requires vulnerability, the courage to let others see beyond the surface, beyond the mask we sometimes wear. When you open up, when you're honest about what you're going through, you give others the permission to do the same. Connection happens when we're real, when we're willing to show up as we are, flaws and all. It takes courage, but the reward is trust, authenticity, and a bond that goes deeper than small talk. It's about feeling safe enough to be seen without judgment, to know that someone has your back, even when things aren't perfect. Support is a two-way street. Connection isn't just about finding people who will be there for you, it's about being willing to be there for them too. When you connect with others, you're offering a hand, you're saying, you're not alone. Sometimes a simple act of kindness, a listening ear, or a few words of encouragement can mean the world to someone who's struggling. Real connection is about empathy, about being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes and show up for them the way you'd want someone to show up for you. It's a reminder that we're all in this together, facing our own battles, but never truly alone. Connection also enriches your life in ways you can't always predict. People bring new perspectives, new ideas, new experiences into your world. Every person you meet has a lesson, a story, something unique to offer. When you connect, you open yourself up to growth, to learning, to understanding life in a broader way. You start to see the world through different lenses, and it makes you wiser, more compassionate, more adaptable. The people in your life shape you, inspire you, and challenge you to become better. Building meaningful connections takes time, patience, and consistency. It's not about a quick conversation or a passing friendship. It's about investing time and energy, about showing up consistently. Relationships, like anything worth having, require work. They require you to listen, to care, to sometimes put others' needs above your own. But when you invest in people who matter, you build something lasting. You create bonds that can weather storms, withstand distance, and grow stronger over time. These are the connections that make life richer, that remind you that no matter what happens, you're not walking this path alone. Connection is also about celebrating each other. Life is full of highs and lows, and it's a gift to have people by your side for both. Real connection means sharing in the victories, big or small, and being there when things fall apart. It means finding joy in each other's happiness, lifting each other up, and celebrating what makes each of us unique. These shared moments of joy, pride, laughter, they create memories that stay with you, memories that stay with you, memories that remind you of the beauty of shared experiences. Connection doesn't just fill a void, it builds a sense of belonging. We all need a place to call home. And sometimes that's not a physical space, but the presence of people who feel like family. When you're connected, you're grounded, anchored in something bigger than yourself. You find comfort, strength, and a reminder that you're part of something meaningful. It gives you resilience, knowing you have a support system, people who believe in you, who see your potential, and who remind you of it when you're struggling. In a world that often emphasizes independence, connection reminds us of our humanity. It brings humility, kindness, and an understanding that we're all more alike than we are different. Life is hard, but connection makes it lighter. It's the hands we hold, the shoulders we lean on, the voices that encourage us to keep going. The people you connect with are the ones who give your life depth, meaning, and warmth. They remind you why you keep pushing forward, why you keep dreaming, and why love and kindness matter most. So reach out, build those bonds, and keep them strong. Life is richer when shared, and true connection is what makes every day worthwhile. It's the foundation of a life well lived, a life filled with love, support, and understanding. When you connect, you not only give a piece of yourself, you receive a piece of others, creating a mosaic of experiences and memories that make life truly beautiful. Building a daily routine to decompress is about creating a sanctuary for yourself amid the chaos of life. It's recognizing that the demands of the day can pile up and weigh you down, making it essential to carve out moments just for you. A solid routine isn't just a list of tasks, it's a powerful tool for reclaiming your peace, focusing your mind, and nurturing your spirit. When you take the time to intentionally decompress, you give yourself permission to reset, recharge, and show up as your best self. Start by making a commitment to yourself. This isn't just another chore on your to-do list, it's an act of self-care, a promise to prioritize your mental and emotional well-being. Recognize that you deserve this time, that investing in yourself is never selfish, it's necessary. When you commit to a routine, you establish a framework that can ground you. It's like building a fortress against stress, where you can retreat each day to gather your thoughts, process your feelings, and find clarity. Identify the times in your day when you feel most overwhelmed. Is it first thing in the morning when you're getting ready for the day? Or perhaps it's after a long day at work when the weight of the world feels like it's crashing down on you? Understanding when you need to decompress allows you to strategically incorporate moments of calm into your routine. It's about tuning into your own rhythm, recognizing when your mind and body are calling for a break, and honoring that call. Your routine include activities that genuinely help you unwind. This can look different for everyone. For some, it might be a few minutes of meditation or deep breathing exercises. For others, it could be a leisurely walk in nature, journaling your thoughts, or diving into a good book. The key is to find what resonates with you, what brings you joy, and what helps you to release tension. When you engage in activities that nourish your spirit, you create a ripple effect of calm that extends into every area of your life. Make your decompression time sacred. This means setting boundaries around it, letting others know that this time is for you and you won't be disturbed. It's about creating a space that feels comfortable, inviting, and personal. Whether it's a cozy corner in your home, a quiet spot in a park, or even a dedicated room for relaxation, make it a place where you can breathe freely. Decorate it with things that inspire you, whether it's art, plants, or soft lighting. This space becomes your haven, a reminder that you have a right to peace and tranquility. Incorporate mindfulness into your routine. Mindfulness is about being fully present in the moment, tuning out distractions and focusing on the here and now. Whether it's through meditation, yoga, or simply being aware of your breath, these practices help center your thoughts and ground you. When you learn to be mindful, you're training your mind to let go of the noise and chaos, to release the burdens that often weigh you down. It's about finding stillness within and learning to appreciate the present moment, even amidst the hustle and bustle of life. Make decompression a family affair. Invite loved ones to join you in this practice, whether it's through group meditation, shared walks, or family dinners without distractions. Create rituals that encourage everyone to unwind together, strengthening bonds while nurturing individual well-being. When you share this time with others, you not only reinforce your commitment to self-care, but also model its importance to those around you. It becomes a shared experience, a collective commitment to mental health that can transform your household dynamic. Be flexible with your routine. Life is unpredictable, and some days will challenge your ability to decompress. On those days, remember that it's okay to adapt. If you can't stick to your usual routine, find small moments to breathe deeply, take a break, or practice gratitude. Flexibility is key. It allows you to navigate life's twists and turns while still prioritizing your well-being. The most important thing is to stay connected to your intention to decompress, to find peace, and to honor yourself. Track your progress. Keep a journal or use an app to note how you feel after your decompression activities. This isn't just about checking off boxes, it's about understanding what works for you and what doesn't. Reflect on the changes you notice in your mood, energy levels, and overall well-being. When you see the positive impact of your routine, it reinforces your commitment to keep going, to keep prioritizing that time for yourself. As you build this daily routine, remember that it's a journey, not a destination. There will be days when it feels effortless, and there will be days when it's a struggle. But every effort you make to decompress is a step toward a healthier, more balanced life. Each moment you dedicate to your well-being accumulates, creating a foundation of resilience that can carry you through the toughest of times. When you take care of yourself, you cultivate the strength and clarity needed to tackle life's challenges head on. In the end, a daily routine to decompress is a gift to yourself, a commitment to self-love and self-respect. It's a way to show up for yourself in a world that often pulls you in 100 different directions. By making this routine a priority, you're investing in your mental health, your relationships, and your future. You're choosing to live life fully with intention, and that is the ultimate act of empowerment. Stress is real, but it doesn't have to control you. When you start to make these changes, you'll feel the difference. Stress may knock at your door, but you decide if it gets in.